presents live coverage of playoff football on a drizzly Friday night. It's a Class 6A game between the Armstrong Falcons and the Maple Grove Crimson. From Maple Grove High School, John Jacobson with Bill Hunstock and Allie Arlt. And Bill, for Armstrong, it's a terrific season, 7-2, one of their best years in football for a number of years. They're excited to be in this game, the underdog against Maple Grove.
Well, I think they'll be the underdog just because of recent history, not because they're not a good enough team. Teams have the same records. They haven't played the exact same schedule, and they haven't played each other, but both teams are coming in ready to play. They've got good backgrounds. They've got good histories for the season this year, and both teams are looking to advance into the quarterfinals.
The Crimson also 7-2 on the season. They've won 5 straight and really come together. Played well in that Week 4 loss to Eden Prairie and have been nothing but wins since then.
Yeah, and that's I think that's a real key. They played well against Eden Prairie, well enough probably to win. The Star Tribune says this morning that they're the only team around that can give Eden Prairie a game. That might be some good bulletin board material for Armstrong, but I think that's not a bad assessment that Maple Grove has proven on the field that they can play with just about anybody, including Eden Prairie.
We've got some terrific athletes in this game. Let's look at 2 that are Division I athletes next year, 1 in football, 1 in baseball. Let's start with Armstrong. Thomas Barber played mostly defense. Also will play offense in key games like tonight and like he did last week in the section opener against Woodbury. He's a terrific force heading to the University of Minnesota next year.
And he's a legitimate two-way player. He's primarily a defender. He's a very, very good linebacker, maybe one of the best around. But he's certainly, when he carries the football on offense, he's a devastating force. He can lower his shoulders, get his body moving, and he's got the speed and agility to be a very, very good running back. Which doesn't negate anything he does on the defensive side. So again, a good all-around athlete and a two-way player.
For Maple Grove, Isaac Collins will play collegiate baseball next year at Creighton, but what a fun guy this has been to watch the last couple of years in high school football. Having a great year, 20 rushing touchdowns on the season for Isaac Collins.
And Isaac Collins is a little bit different kind of a player, certainly no less valuable to his team, and certainly a high quality guy, but he plays as a defensive back, not a linebacker. He's more of a finesse player. He's got tremendous speed and agility. He's got great balance as an offensive player. He's very hard to knock down, even though he's not the biggest guy around. He's 175 pounds, so he doesn't possess the bulk that a big running back would have, but he has some agility, good footwork, and balance. Defensively, he goes to the football, which is what you want a safety to do, and he's a good sure tackler in the open field. Again, a nice quality to have. So both of these guys bring different athletic qualities to their team, but they're both very valuable in what they do.
The winner tonight will take on either Edina or Burnsville next week in the state 6A quarterfinals. We'll take a break and come back and kick this one off. Armstrong, Maple Grove, high school football next on 12 Sports. And we are live on a misty Friday evening, getting ready for this kickoff playoff game with Maple Grove hosting Armstrong. Maple Grove deferring. Armstrong will receive to begin tonight's game. Bill, the rain I don't think is going to be much of a factor. Oh, we do have a pretty steady breeze blowing across the field toward us here on the going east to west here.
Yeah, it's a little bit on the chilly side, but not cold. And it's damp, but not soaking wet. At least we haven't been hit with a major downpour yet. The breeze is a little bit of a concern because it's coming straight across the field. So it will probably affect the kicking game, punting game particularly more than the passing game.
Tyler Knutson to get us underway with the boot line drive kick that'll go into the end zone. And Armstrong will start the position first and 10 at the 20. Let's go down to the field to Allie Arlt.
Hey guys, what a beautiful night for some football. But hey, we've got 2 great teams, and really this one could go either way. Before the game, I talked with Coach Lombardi, who said that physically Armstrong is as good as any team they've seen so far this year. He said they're going to really have to rely on their speed versus size in this one. Now, Coach Negan said that the size of his team doesn't matter at all if they can't get their hands on the Crimson. He said that they're going to have to match that speed here against Maple Grove to be victorious. Now, weather-wise, this one's going to stay wet the entire game. Between bouts of rain and drizzle, it's not going to dry up, but we're going to stick it out, see who advances to the playoffs while I advance to find an umbrella. Back to you guys.
That's a good plan. First down run, and not much going for Jonas Hagen on the first run of the game. Getting back to the line of scrimmage, Bill, taking the handoff from Collis Barber. You look at Barber's numbers on the season, just over 50% completion, 1,083 yards, 12 TDs, and 4 interceptions.
He's had a pretty good season throwing the ball, but this is a team that's going to want to establish their running game first.
On the ground again, and again out to the 22s. You look at the rest of the offensive starters for the Falcons. They can run, they can pass, they like to mix it up, and they get the ball to a number of different guys, Bill.
Yes, they do. They spread the ball around pretty good. They've got 3 pretty good receivers, and they've got 2 pretty good running backs, so they will have at least 5 guys touch the ball besides Collins.
Flag comes out before we snap the football. And offside on Maple Grove defense. It'll make third down a little more easy perhaps for Armstrong. They'll face a third down and 3. Look at the defensive starters for Maple Grove. Line of scrimmage is the 27 on third down and 3. Barber looking to the sideline. And he'll hand the ball off. And Maple Grove is ready, and they drive back. They're running back. That's Cartier-Reed on the carry, and he didn't have anywhere to go. Loss of 3.
Boy. So far, the quickness of that defensive line of Maple Grove has been pretty evident.
Chance Bowen is their punter, standing back just inside his 10. Gets the kick away. It'll bounce at midfield. And inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Kick of 39 yards and no return. The first possession of the game for Maple Grove. Look at Brad Davison's regular season numbers on the year. Didn't have to throw the ball too much last week in the win here against Eastview. His 12 pass attempts a week ago. He did throw for a touchdown, though. So the Crimson first and 10 from their 38-yard line. Handoff up the middle and then carrying out to the 45 with a good 7-yard run for Isaac Collins. As you look at the starting offense, outside of the quarterback Davison for Maple Grove. That line has done a pretty good job this year, Bill.
Yes,
opening holes, protecting Davison. And they opened a hole there for 7 yards for Isaac Collins on first down.
I think a real key in every game is how well the line plays. But I think too tonight that particularly for Armstrong, they're going to have defensively, in order to control Isaac Collins, they have to control the line of scrimmage.
Davison giving to Collins, bounces outside midfield, 45-40 of Armstrong, down to the 30-yard line, knocked out of bounds there. Good run for Isaac Collins. It's a first down for Maple Grove. He's knocked out at the 28 of Armstrong. It's a pickup of 27 yards.
They got a really good seal on the flank, and Collins is able to bounce to the outside, and there was nobody on the outside to come in and make the play. So 2 running plays, and Maple Grove is in business inside the 30-yard line.
On first down and 10, pitch goes to Ryan Hanscom, 25-yard line down to the 23. Bill, and that's a gain of 5. So look at the starting defense for Armstrong. And as Allie mentioned in her pregame, and as Coach Lombardi told us as well, some big players on that Armstrong side. They've been pretty good this year. They've given up some yardage here in the first 3 plays of the game. Hanscom's had a good year rushing the ball, second leading rusher behind Isaac Collins. Has rushed for close to 700 yards on the season. Picked up 5 there. It's 2nd down and 5. Inside handoff, and this time Collins stopped for no gain. Nathan Edlin, 5'11", junior nose tackle, in on the stop along with Chance Bowen.
Bowen does a nice job of coming down from his defensive end spot to make that play.
Look at Matt Lombardi, 5th year as head coach. So close last year, Bill, to getting to the state championship, the Prep Bowl, losing that game at against Eden Prairie down at Hopkins. And really playing well right now. And Brad Davison didn't like what he sees, calls a timeout here.
I think this is a pretty good timeout for Maple Grove to take. If there's any confusion up there, you got the timeout to take it. And you know, the important thing is to be settled in and get a good play called and make it happen.
Third down play coming for Maple Grove. They picked up 1 first down in this, their first possession of the game. And Bill, for Armstrong, already key part of the game. You don't want to fall behind this Maple Grove team and, you know, have a 3-and-out in your first possession and conversely give up a touchdown defensively on the other team's first drive.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to be against Maple Grove at this time of the year. You don't want to be playing from behind.
Coming in motion is Eddie Lee. And on 3rd down and 4, it's Collins trying to find a lane. He gets to the 22-yard line. He'll be a little bit shy of the first down, trying to get to the 21, but he'll be about a yard shy of a first down.
Pretty good closure by the defense. They have 5 guys to the football as he crosses the line of scrimmage. We're going to be 4th and about 4, which is that's no gimme. And Knutsen's got a really good leg. I'm almost surprised that they're not trying a field goal here, but a field goal would be 40 yards. That's a pretty good win. With a tricky win. That's a pretty healthy kick in any game.
So on 4th down, the handoff, and Trey needs to get to the 19-yard line, and Thomas Barber may have stopped him short. It looked like he did. And Armstrong takes over on downs. Collins gets a couple. He needed 3. And Armstrong gets the football back.
You see Collins coming in and Barber making a really good one-on-one form tackle on Isaac Collins. Pretty well done.
It's a man's game up there.
You see why that guy might be a Big Ten linebacker here in a year or so.
So Armstrong, defense does hold after giving a couple of big gainers up to start the game on defense. Barber throwing on 1st down. Collis Barber swinging it out to the left, and they're going to say incomplete or caught, but the knee going down for Nathan Ball, who caught the ball, but it's going to be a loss of 4 on the play.
Boy, that's a tough one. You throw the bubble screen, and you can see that Ball had his left knee on the floor, and that's going to cost you a completion but a loss of 4 yards.
So 2nd down and 14. Hollis Barber will hand off inside. No, Barber keeping, excuse me. He's out past the 20 to the 21-yard line, so he gets back the yardage they had lost. And a couple more. It'll be a 3rd down and 8 coming.
And 3rd down and 8 is a little bit manageable. Third down and 7 or 8. And Barber did a nice job of handling the ball there. Got two of the linebackers to step up.
So on third down, Alice Barber out of the shotgun, 3 receivers to his right. In motion goes Hagan. And on third down, it's Barber trying to get to the 30-yard line. He needed to get just past the 30, keeping it here. Washika coming up and making the stop along with Jack Bristol. He's going to be short.
And Coyote Awashika started playing defensive end a couple of weeks ago, and he's doing a fine job. That was a nice play by Coyote to make that initial hit.
Well, Armstrong will punt the football. It's gathered in, and immediately downfield was Nathan Ball to make a great special teams tackle. Look at it again. It was drifting over the head of Will Ampey, who catches it on a bounce, and Ball wraps him up.
Yeah, Ball was right on that, and that's a calculated risk, I think, by Will Ampey. You don't want the ball bouncing around down there, especially bouncing towards your own goal line. But you know if you field it, you're going to get whacked right away, and that's a tough one. Will Ampey showing me a little moxie there to be able to handle that and not get too shook up and leave the ball laying someplace where he didn't want to.
Line of scrimmage at 25 for Maple Grove's second possession of the game. He'll score midway through the first quarter. Davison attempting his first pass tonight and gets the completion out past the 35-yard line for a first down to Jared Martinson, the senior tight end. Flag comes out at the end of the play. Gain of 12 to the 37 pending the flag.
And this is something I think that that Brad Davison does very well, particularly run the play action pass rolling out to his left. Most right-handed quarterbacks struggle with that a little bit, but if you watched on that play and watch when he goes to his left, he does a good job of getting his shoulders around so that he can get his feet in position to throw the ball, and Martinson was wide open. I think that's a really good play in this Maple Grove offense.
No penalty there. 1st and 10 from the 36. Davison wanted to throw and runs it instead and gains a few yards out to near the 40-yard line, where he's tackled by Chance Bowen, a 6'4", 230-pound senior defensive end, one of the captains for this Armstrong team.
Good sure tackle by Bowen.
Davison gets 3 on the run. It's 2nd and 7. Ball just shy of the Maple Grove 40. This is Collins in 43 and grabbed from behind and pulled down. He pulled his shoulder pads right out of his jersey.
Yeah.
Bowen from behind got a hold of that right shoulder and he yanked Isaac Collins down. Gain of 4 to bring up 3rd and 3.
Doesn't have to be pretty, just has to be effective.
A lot of guys up along the line of scrimmage for Armstrong. They stack it up, inside handoff. Collins able to break a tackle and gets a first down out to the 49. Tackle on the play by Jack Leas, a senior linebacker. Enough of a hole right there to get the first down.
And Collins does a good job of getting in behind the new fullback for Maple Grove, Coyote Awashika, 6'5", 260, 270-pound fullback, leading the way there.
1st and 10 from the 49 for the Crimson. 3rd first down of the game. Pitch going to Hanscom. Crosses midfield. Trying to cut back toward his left. Slipped a little bit. Still gets About 5 yards on that first down run.
And this is one of the things that I think Hanscom does real well is fill in for Isaac Collins, makes a nice run, gets upfield. 5 yards on first down, nothing wrong with that. Hanscom's a junior. Obviously the heir apparent at the running back spot for Maple Grove.
Second down, a little less than 5 to go for the Crimson. They'll spread it out now with 3 receivers to the left. Throw will go that way and dropped by Collins. He gets on it. They're going to say incomplete pass. We got to be careful on that. And it's not a lateral. It wasn't, but always good to be sure. As Collins unable to hang on to that one.
You can see he just got his eyes upfield just before the ball gets to his hands. And whenever that happens, you don't have to move your eyes very much, and that ball's going to hit your hands and bounce right off.
Third down now for Maple Grove. Converted on their last third down play. The run by Collins. Let's see what the call is here. A little bit longer to go for a first down. Ross moving over, trying to provide some blocking for Collins. He gets close to the stick, but right in front of the Armstrong bench. Did not quite get there.
Just
shy about a yard.
Just short of the line to gain. Handoff sweep this time and pretty well covered by the Armstrong defense. Armstrong we didn't know whether they were going to be quick enough, but they certainly seem to be athletic enough on defense. They've run down a couple of wide plays pretty nicely.
We're going to measure here, Bill.
Yeah, it was hard to tell from here where Collins went out of bounds, but it looks like it's just short of the line to gain. Don't have to go very far with the chains. We're about a foot short. This is what people refer to as the no man or the nether zone for football. They say, well, it's only a foot. Yeah. That's still problematic if they put more people there than you can manage. And the other option is, well, why would you punt it on such a short distance to go? But if you get the ball down inside the 10, you can really dictate field position for the entire rest of the half. With 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, that might be something you'd want to do.
But they're not going to.
They're going
to go for it.
And they've got
Osseo lined up ahead of Collins. Got the first down. Bounces outside. 35 to the 30. Collins to the 20. And knocked out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Huge run on 4th and short. And he picks up 33 yards.
Oh, well played. Nice block by Osseo and a nice bounce to the outside. And again, on 4th and short, everybody's playing the big run, and everybody's committed to the line of scrimmage. If the running back gets past, he's gone, and that's exactly what happened to Isaac Collins that time. He got out there and was able to run a little bit.
Brogan Hayden saved a touchdown. It's 1st and goal for the Crimson from the 9 of Armstrong. Give us to Hanscom. Right side inside the 5, still driving down to about the 3-yard line.
A nice counter. Hanscom following his left guard into the hole and making a nice move inside the tackle and getting up for a 4 or 5 yard gain.
Second down and goal from the 3. Collins back in. Osseo ahead of him in the backfield. Collins driving toward the goal line. Looks like he'll be marked shy of the goal line. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Short, but not by much. Maybe the length of the football.
They'll go to him again. The end zone. No, did not make it. It's fourth down.
Yep.
Look at it again.
Pretty good.
Right back
pretty
up to
good
the line of scrimmage.
Penetration. And just not quite there. That was pretty good penetration by the Armstrong defense.
Armstrong takes time out here on a fourth down and goal. Under a minute and a half to play in the first quarter. One more look at it.
You can see a lot of push, but a really nice tackle by Jack Leas coming up and making that play inside the 2-yard line, getting Isaac Collins off his feet and putting him down inside, inside the field of play.
Class 6A playoff bracket. The teams that are remaining tonight: Eastridge, Prior Lake, Cretin-Derham Hall, and Whitesetter, Maple Grove, Armstrong here, Edina, Burnsville. Again, the winner of this game will take on the winner of that one. The other half of the bracket, Lakeville South and Prairie, the top seed still remaining. Tino Grace and Osseo, the twos still remaining in play. All those games in action now. Quarterfinals next Thursday and Friday. 4 sites across the metro. Here we go. Fourth down. Inches to go for a touchdown for Maple Grove in a scoreless first quarter. Line up in the eye. Collins. Oh, yes. Did he get it out? The football out? Not make it. Armstrong stops them. It looked like with that second surge, Bill, he got the football across.
He stretched his arm out, but there may be saying that another part of his body, knee or whatever, hit the ground before he got the ball extended. We can see he gets stopped right here. Second effort and extending the ball. That's a tough one. I don't know if his knee was down before the ball extended or not. Boy, that's a tough one.
Nick Svensson came up and made the stop, saving the touchdown, and Maple Grove denied on fourth down again. Huge goal line stand. Armstrong takes over.
Outstanding.
Inside, it's 1. And they had to be careful on offense, Bill. Careful with the ball, and you got to get out of the end zone. And they do. And a strong run out past the 10-yard line for Thomas Barber. Look at the play again, Bill. Watts Svensson, number 19, is a player that comes up, makes the hit on Collins.
That's really well done.
Boy, that is awfully tough to tell. Even watching in slow motion.
And losing control of the ball right over the line to gain is a tough one, because that ball ended up bouncing back into the field of play. And if he doesn't have control of it when he goes over the goal line, that's not a touchdown. Just getting the ball over free and clear doesn't count. You got to have control of it.
Thomas Barber gets Armstrong's first down of the game and a gain of 10. Line of scrimmage just past the Armstrong 10 now. Thomas Barber bringing his team up to the line of scrimmage. And a scoreless first quarter with a minute to play. Thomas Barber again. The tough runner gets out past the 15 to the 16-yard line, a gain of 6. Slowed up by Peter Doyle, but he was brought down after that initial hit.
But you can see Barber gets his shoulders pretty well involved, and if you're going to come up and tackle him one-to-one, you better be ready to deliver a hit, because you're going to get hit.
Second down and 4 for Armstrong. They'll hand off again. And another good run by Thomas Barber. He's out past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Stop made by Ryan Shea on what will probably be the final play of this first quarter.
Boy, and again, you can see that he gives a pretty good shot to Coyote Awashika, who's even a little bit bigger than he is, and that's a nice hit at the end of the first quarter coming up here.
So that is the end of the first quarter. No score. Armstrong, Maple Grove. We'll continue with more of our playoff football game here from Maple Grove High School after this timeout.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
John Jacobson with Bill Hunstock and Allie Arlt ready to start the second quarter. No score. Armstrong and Maple Grove.
Well, that was an interesting quarter, John. I think that, Maple Grove dominated the game. They didn't really give up anything. Had two nice drives deep into the Armstrong zone and got nothing to show for it. And that last drive was every bit of 80 yards, and they didn't get a score.
18 plays run in the first quarter. 9 by Armstrong. 18 for Maple Grove. Start the quarter the way we ended the last quarter. It's the fourth consecutive run for Thomas Barber. And he gains 4 out to the 30-yard line. Bill was 4 carries so far. 10, 6, 9, and 4 yards for number 44.
Well, if you follow that mathematical progression, his next one would be only 2.
Second down and 6 from the 30. Now give to him again. Right up the middle. And gains 4 more tough yards. Grove's not giving a lot, but he's pretty strong pushing forward. And he's able to get 4 close to 5 yards. It'll be third and about 1.5 yards to go.
And he gets a pretty good push from his offensive line. His offensive line's got, they're good size. None of those guys are shrinking violets, that's for sure. And they're getting a pretty good push.
Grimson nearly jumped the line on 3rd down and short. And give is to Thomas Barber, trying to go outside this time and hits a defender, goes down, and Barber gets the first down.
And again, you'll see the physical nature of this. Good pull by the right tackle. Slips a tackle there, and you can see that Burrington comes up to make a hit. And a forearm to the chest takes Burrington off his feet. And Barber gets the first down.
1st and 10 from the 37 for Armstrong. We'll give it to Barber again this time. And Maple Grove's got him around the ankles. Peter Doyle with help up top brings Barber down for no gain. Maybe even lost a yard.
Maybe.
Yeah, he did lose a yard. 2nd and 11.
But I think the key there is that your one tailback has 7 carries in a row. You get the ball out from inside your own 1 yard line out to past the 35. And that's pretty good. I almost thought on that play they would run a play action pass and fake it to him and have the other Barber come out here to the left, but they didn't.
Hollis Barber will keep it, and he's stopped. Another loss of 1. Ryan Shea comes in and makes the stop. Watch number 9 in maroon.
Yeah, Shea does a nice job, and so does the corner.
Jack Bristol also in on that stop.
Jack Bristol does a nice job of coming up and supporting the flank there. One of the things that Matt Lombardi's defenses have always tried to do is have great flank support and force a running back to turn their hips parallel to the line of scrimmage and have the flank support come up and make the tackle. That's exactly what happened there. That forces now a 3rd and 12 for Armstrong.
Three receivers to the left on a passing situation here for Armstrong on 3rd and 12. Barber's attempted just one pass today. It was complete, but for a loss, the ball in the first quarter. Lefty looking down the middle of the field, the completion to the 35-yard line, inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line. Isaiah Poster, the junior wide receiver, with a huge grab.
Boy, that was really nice, and Poster was all by himself in the middle of the field. Barber does a nice job of laying that ball out there and getting it over the linebackers into that zone between the two safeties. And pretty nicely done by Collis Barber, and certainly by Poster to make the grab and get upfield. Big first down for the Falcons.
Gain of 37 yards, first and 10 from the 28 of Maple Grove here for Armstrong. Left tackle move. This will be our first penalty of the game. Now the Falcons backed up 5. Becknagan said it's been a fun year for his team and his second year as head coach with this coaching staff, and had some, it takes a little while, Bill, when a new coach comes in, new system and everything, and the veteran group came back this year and really had a good season of football. And the pitch goes to Poster, and he loses yards. Crimson ready for that. It'll be 2nd and long.
Yeah, that was well played. And again, the defense is designed to force people out onto the flank and then have 1 or 2 people supporting the flank, which is exactly what happened right there.
2nd and 19 now. Barber, a little toss, 35-yard line to the 30, inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line. Goes McClellan. Evan McClellan, 5'6" senior. And a good run to get some of the yardage back, Bill. Gained 7 there.
And McClellan certainly one of the leading running backs for Armstrong, certainly by yardage. He's been their starter and one of their key guys. We see that Barber is back in there.
Still 3rd and 11 here for Armstrong, though. From the 29, Collis Barber, nowhere to go, comes back to the middle of the field, trying to come left, and he is planted, and down he goes. Back at the 31, Coyote Awashika with the tackle for loss. Loss of 2 on the play. It'll be 4th and 13.
Boy, certainly nobody bid on the fake to Thomas Barber, and Collis Barber cutting back, and Coyote Awashika was right there. He did not take off and try to run the thing down from the backside. He stayed at home and played it pretty smart.
Well, Armstrong will go for it here on 4th down and long from now the 32 of Maple Grove. Inside of 6 minutes to play in the half. Delay game, and maybe they're just setting this up for a punt build.
Could be. But I don't know, the yardage is still inside the 40.
I think that's what's going to happen now. Is Bowen will come out of the field. They'll try to pin Maple Grove down deep. And while you may not get points, Bill, if you can win the field position game here, considering you started that drive inside your own 1. High kick by Bowen toward the sideline, and they'll bounce out of bounds and about the 10. We'll see where they mark it. Looks like the 13-yard line. So Armstrong will force Maple Grove to start inside its 15.
And that's exactly your point, John. You're trying to flip the field. You've gone from inside your own 1, and now your opponent is starting from his own 13. So you've done a pretty good job of moving the ball. Both teams have had good defensive stops. They've had their offenses stopped in fairly close position, and so far, obviously no score, but both teams have played well enough defensively to force the other team to be challenged, certainly on 4th downs.
First offensive snap of the second quarter for Maple Grove. Armstrong had it that whole time and goes to Hanscom, and he's dropped by Bowen for no gain.
Again, Chance Bowen doing a nice job getting some help from number 94, Sam Mamiya. Defensive tackle, defensive end, coming from the right side.
Loss of 1. Another second down and 11. Davison rolling. Stops, got time to throw, fires, tipped, and it's intercepted. Down inside the 15 to the 10 and all the way down to the 9-yard line goes Nick Svensson. Svensson, who had that huge stop on the 4th down and goal play, comes up with the interception here, and Armstrong is in business, a 1st and goal from inside the 10.
The first turnover of the game, and Davidson does a pretty good job. He looks, gets his shoulders around, gets his feet squared, puts the ball up. Ball's tipped by Eddie Lee and picked off by Svensson, who does a good job of keeping his feet and getting the ball down to just about the 6-yard line. 1st and goal for the Falcons here. Oh, it's not only that, it's inside the 5. We got a penalty or something right at the end of that play.
They'll give to Barber, and Thomas Barber's in for the touchdown. 2-yard touchdown run, and Armstrong is on the board first.
That's a huge emotional switch for both of these teams. That Armstrong getting the first score, putting up a score right after a turnover, riding that emotion of the turnover, and getting ready for the extra point.
Matthew Jager blocked, and it'll be 6-0. The extra point is blocked.
Leroy Quate making a nice block of that extra point there, coming in from the outside. Here's a look at the touchdown. Barber just kind of finding his way, getting in behind his blocking on the right side. Right tackle doing a pretty good job.
Look at the block. So Armstrong takes advantage of the turnover, the interception by Svensson. 1 play later, Thomas Barber into the end zone. And it's 6-0 Falcons here with 4:48 to play.
And that might be a big point right there. That extra point could be, that can end up being huge, particularly in a close, what appears to be is going to be a close game tonight.
Collins and Ampey back deep for Maple Grove as Jager gets set to kick off. And this will be out of the end zone, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Maple Grove from its 20-yard line. Some partial scores from around the Metro tonight. Burnsville and Edina, that's who the winner of this game will play next week. Blaze up 6-0. Stillwater and Lakeville North all tied up. Osseo up just down the road here on Hopkins, 14-6. Eden Prairie shutting out Lakeville South. 7-3. Totino's race over Egan. Eastridge and Prior Lake 8-3 in Lakers right now. And Wayzata or the 2-touchdown lead on Creighton-Durham Hall. So first down and 10 from the 20-yard line. And the give is to Collins, 25-yard line to the 30. It's bounced down at the 31, a gain of 11. And a first down for Maple Grove.
And here we see the very different running styles between Isaac Collins and Thomas Barber. Barber more of a basher and physical runner, and certainly Collins a little bit slipperier and more mobile.
Hanscom, the first down run. He's got a first down. Wrestled down at the 45-yard line. Cole Christensen on the tackle, but a good run by Hanscom. He picks up 15.
Hanscom does a nice job. Nice lead block by the right tackle. There, number 73, Logan Newell, coming across on his kick-out block.
We got an Armstrong player hurt out of midfield. So each team has come back toward its bench. Injured player for Armstrong was Nathan Edlund. A little slow to get up and off the field, but Bill doesn't look like something that's going to keep him out too long.
No,
which is good to see.
Yep, absolutely. Take a couple plays off, get your breath, tape an aspirin to it, and away you go.
So runs of 11 and 15 yards to start this drive. Put Maple Grove out to its 46-yard line. Just over 4 minutes to play here in the first half. And the give is to Collins. Collins stutter steps, gets to the 50, breaks a tackle there, and down to the 46-yard line of Armstrong. Gain of 8. Collins now 14 carries, 95 yards.
And again, we see the sweep, good block by Coyote Awashika there. Good lead by the the left guard.
Randy Hagum and Thomas Barber on the tackle on 2nd down and 2 now. It's a first down run. He's going to pick up the yardage needed. Ryan Hanscom getting about 3 there, needed 2. He's a little bit shaken up.
Yeah, Hanscom a little bit slow getting up here.
They'll come and take a look at Hanscom. Take a look at it, Bill.
Pretty good lead, but a couple 3 guys closing in on him. Looks like he got banged in the shin or knee, maybe with a shoulder pad.
Laius came in high, not illegally high, but
no.
Right in the chest when he was getting hit from the other side.
It appears that the trainer is looking at his right knee. It's hard to tell from our view there where and when that injury occurred, whether he banged the knee on the ground or got it caught underneath him, but it certainly is right leg.
That looks quite a bit more serious than the one that Nathan Edlund a moment ago.
Absolutely.
So that would be a big loss for Maple Grove if Hanscom is unable to return.
Yeah, he does a great job of giving Isaac Collins a little bit of a rest so that he, being a two-way player, gets a little bit of a blow on offense there.
1st and 10 from the 43. Ooh. Ball is out. I think Davison got it back. 2nd down.
Yeah, Brad Davison just didn't get the grip on the ball coming up from the center.
Second down, still nearly 10 to go here for Maple Grove. They trail at 6-0 inside of 3 minutes to play in the first half. 2 timeouts remaining for the Crimson. Davison rolls out, throws, gets the completion to Lee, and he's got a first down at the 31-yard line. Gain of 12. First catch tonight for Eddie Lee. And Maple Grove has its 4th first down of this drive.
You see, Davison does a nice job of getting himself in position to throw the football, rolling out to his left. He gets his shoulders around, gets his feet ready, and does a really nice job. For a young quarterback, that's really good footwork for him handling that.
Here's Collins, and he's wrapped up almost immediately. Gains a yard to the 30-yard line. Bowen grabbing him from behind. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
I would say so far on that defensive front, Chance Bowen has played quite a game. He's been all over the place here. Armstrong moves him around a little bit. He goes from the right side to the left side at either end.
From the 30-yard line, Davison. Time to throw in the pocket, going to the end zone, and batted away. Incomplete. Svensson, who had the interception earlier, gets the knockaway here at the goal line.
You see Svensson is the free safety here, doing a good job of getting back across the field.
Lee, the intended receiver. And watch Svensson come across the field here, Bill. Do a great job.
If he doesn't make that play, that's a touchdown for Maple Grove. We had a penalty on Armstrong. It's going to result in a first down for Maple Grove. Armstrong called for a defensive hold on that play.
Break for the Crimson. They get a 1st and 10 at the 20. Davison back up under center. Play action rollout. Throwing to his left and incomplete. Lee, the intended receiver, well covered by Brogan Hagen out there. And it's 2nd down and 10. Clock stopping. 1:43 to go as you look at it again. Pretty well, that was a tight window to try to throw that ball into.
Exactly. And Hayden does a nice job of getting in the sight line of Lee, but that was certainly appeared to me to be a catchable ball, but well played by the defense, disrupting the sight line of Eddie Lee.
2nd and 10 from the 20. Delayed handoff to Collins up the middle, 15, 10. Collins to the 5 and down to the 2-yard line. It'll be first down and goal from inside the 2 for Maple Grove.
This is really a well-executed draw play. And just watch Isaac Collins glide through the defense. He just has such a smooth running motion. Doesn't even look like he's expending much energy, and yet he's weaving his way through defenders for a very nice gain all the way down to the 2-yard line.
First and goal for Maple Grove. They look to tie this one up. Davison will keep it himself. Across the goal line, he's in for the touchdown.
And seriously, no doubt about that one.
The impressive 80-yard drive, Bill, for Maple Grove.
Yep.
Answering the Armstrong touchdown.
Yeah, both teams have had long drives that did not result in a touchdown, but this one for Maple Grove resulted in their first score of the night, tying it at 6.
Collins to hold. Extra point by Knutson is up, and it is not good. He missed it to the right, and we're tied at 6. Let's look at the touchdown again.
You see Brad Davison getting the ball over the goal line. Well played. Good job by the offensive line, just getting enough surge. Thomas Barber in on the tackle around the ankles and knees of Brad Davison, but not until the ball was over the end line, the goal line.
So Armstrong will presumably get the final possession here of the first half. I'd be surprised, Bill, if they do anything too fancy with that little time left, and you would think probably a lot of field in front of them.
Yeah, and unless something really unusual happens, that they get like a great run back past the 50-yard line or something like that, you get something that's going to tell you that you want to go. But you've got 2 timeouts remaining, and you've got a chance to, if you can get the ball in good field position off the kickoff return, then you might really work to get a score before you leave here.
Knutson, high short kick toward the sideline, out of bounds, so there won't be a return. But Armstrong will get the football.
I'm a little surprised at that kick. I can understand why you don't want the ball to be run back, but now you've given your opponent relatively good field position at the 35. No time came off the clock, so you've got still 1 minute and 7 seconds, and 2 timeouts. Judicious clock management would say you could take you get a pretty good run at the goal line here.
And the first down play is a run. Thomas Barber. Now it's Shikag and friends ramping it up. McClellan on the carry. We got a couple of yards out to the 37-yard line.
With just the way that you can just tell the body language here from Armstrong is they're not pressing to get the ball in play. Going to let the clock run out here probably.
Second down run. Collis Barber keeping. He'll go out of bounds at the 48. He'll get a first down, so they won't allow Maple Grove any chance to stop the clock with timeouts, and they have to turn the ball back over. Now we are out to near midfield. Fresh set of downs for the Falcons. Under 25 seconds to play. Barber now will throw the ball. Gets the completion across. No, I say incomplete.
Yep.
In and out of the hands of True Thompson. First time he's been targeted tonight.
Pretty good pressure as the ball is being caught by Thompson to get the ball out of his hands as he's bringing it down.
Second down, and they go back to the ground game, and not much doing. Ball comes out, but the forward progress was already stopped.
Once again, Coyote Owashika making a pretty good play from his defensive end spot.
And that'll be the end of the first half. We're tied up. Phil Hunstock, 6-6, Armstrong and Maple Grove.
Outstanding first half in a lot of ways.
Armstrong getting the big defensive stand on Isaac Collins late in the first quarter. Able to flip the field on Maple Grove with a long run, a long drive, I should say, that took up half of the second quarter. Maple Grove held, but then they turned the ball over on an interception by Brad Davison. Armstrong able to turn that in to a touchdown by Thomas Barber, and Maple Grove answered that with an 80-yard offensive drive of their own to tie it. Each team extra point and missed, and we're tied at 6. Let's go down to the field and Allie Arlt.
Thanks, guys. Coach, in the first quarter, Maple Grove is 4th and 1, and you call a touchdown on the, a timeout on the goal line. What did you say to your team? You guys were able to stop them there.
You know, we're just trying. Guys are playing great on defense. We just time out more to freshen the guys up, make sure we're ready to go. You know, our defense is playing great, and we're sputtering a little bit offensively, but you know, a little bit of the win game here. So I'm really happy with the way our defense is playing, and we're making plays. So.
Second quarter, interception, ran back to the 1-yard line, leads you guys to get those first 6 points. What do you do differently offensively in the second half?
You know, we're going to keep grinding. It's one of those nights where you can't really throw it all over the place and a little bit windy, and obviously we have a guy like Thomas Barber. We're going to try giving him the ball when we're down by the goal line.
All right, Coach, good luck in the second.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Allie and Coach Niggin. We are tied up 6-6. Armstrong Maple Grove football will continue on 12 Sports after this timeout.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
It's so shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Welcome back to Maple Grove, halftime of our Class 6A playoff game. Armstrong and Maple Grove all tied up at 6. Well, the University of Minnesota will be gaining a couple of recruits from this area next year. Thomas Barber from Armstrong, also Philip Howard from Cooper High School. Jay Wilcox had a chance to catch up with both of those guys and had this story on the two on this week's Sports Jam show on Channel 12.
They've dazzled on the field as high school standouts, and 2 Robbinsdale District football stars will be teammates with the Gophers next year. Cooper quarterback and defensive back number 7, Philip Howard, is one of the state's fastest players and an elusive double threat on offense. Armstrong's number 44, Thomas Barber, is a physical, hard-hitting linebacker who occasionally doubles as a tough-to-tackle running back. Both teams went 6-2 in the regular season. After a long string of losing teams, it's been a special season for Barber and his Falcons teammates.
Yeah, it is kind of special knowing that we helped push the winning record for the Falcons in a while, and it makes us feel good. I mean, we've been talking about this since we were like 5th, 6th grade, and we're just really looking forward to this.
Cooper's had a better track record in recent seasons, but this was one of the Hawks' best teams too. The wins are great, but Howard will remember his teammates most of all.
These guys like to have fun. They're a hard-working group, like I said, and we just like to have fun with each other. A lot of us hang out together, so I will always remember that because, like, past years, most of us, like, we had split groups that we hung out with, but we still all came up together and hung out and stuff like that. But I think we're closer this year.
That they're talented as football players is pretty obvious, but Howard and Barber have meant a lot to their programs in other ways too.
3-sport athlete, then all of a sudden he does track, makes him a 4-sport athlete, and things that he brings to our school in terms of athletic leadership, but then also leadership in the building. You know, he's going to be a kid that's hard to replace on the football field, not just for his athletic ability, but for his leadership. But his leadership has also started the mentoring process of our young quarterbacks, as well as our younger running backs and receivers, and just the things that he brings is you know, unmeasurable.
He's a phenomenal leader for us. He's a hard worker. He's a fun guy out here. You know, he keeps things loose. Thomas has really opened up this year, you know, last year with my first year, and so, you know, he's made it a lot more fun for the guys, and then when you get on the field, I mean, he's all over the place.
Just to clarify, Philip Howard is not Coach Willie Howard's son, although he's been asked that question often.
I would say at least 30 times, but there's actually no relation in that, surprisingly.
Have you enjoyed playing for him, though?
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a great guy to play for. He's a mentor, a coach. He's a father figure to most of these guys on the team.
For both Barber and Howard, choosing to stay at home to play for Minnesota seemed a natural fit.
Just the home field, there, all the upperclassmen there, even the seniors that won't even be there next year, were really opening to all of us incoming freshmen and the 2016 class, and it made me feel home when a bunch of new brothers that I have.
I grew up watching Minnesota. Me and my dad, we grew up watching Minnesota play, Minnesota and other colleges, but it was always like, I want to play for Minnesota. Like, that's the school I want to go to coming up as a kid. You know, me and other kids talked about going to college together, doing all those good things. And I'm more of a family guy, so like, you know, I like to stay close to home, stay close to my family, keep them at all the games.
For Thomas Barber, he'll be the fourth in his family to wear the maroon and gold. His dad, Marion, was a great running back in the 70s. Brother Marion III, a star back in the 2000s. And brother Dom, a standout defensive back. All played in the NFL, too.
It's pretty fun. I mean, they give me the ins and outs of everything, but having them around made it an easier choice, realizing where to go and how they felt about it, how they felt about the Gophers and their experiences there, and it really helped.
Cooper got the best of Armstrong early this season when Barber and Howard went head-to-head. They know each other a bit and look forward to teaming up in college.
I know him pretty well. He's a great kid. He's a tough competitor. He's not going to let much pass him, and if he does make a mistake, he's going to make right up for it again.
I know he's a very explosive player, and he is very fast. I know that, and it's going to be fun playing with him.
Pleased with what both of our schools are doing in this district, and you know, I think put on a pretty good show and a good product, and we have good kids, and so you know, it's going to be neat to see two kids from our district going on to the next level.
Bill Hunstock, the University of Minnesota, getting a couple nice young men and good football players to boot next year in Philip Howard and Thomas Barber.
And both those guys have pretty good family histories going back in the game. Certainly Thomas Barber has.
Right. And Philip Howard's team eliminated earlier this week, lost to Park Center, so they are out of the playoffs. And Thomas Barber hoping it continues longer than one more half tonight. It is 6-6 right now, though. The Falcons and the Crimson will take time out and come back with more of our halftime here at Maple Grove after this timeout.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Lindsay, for example. Her first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. Right away, she received professional training and now has the tools and skills necessary to produce her own show. She's turning dreams into realities right from her own home. And best of all, she's sharing her passion with members of her community and beyond. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
Hey, you going out like that?
Yeah, why?
Well, what would the neighbors think?
I see you! Come look at Mr. Feather. Look what I have. Mr. Bird, remember? Bark, bark, bark. We're just playing. We're just playing on trying to get you out of here.
Even still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Good one, son.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing.
Wow! I'm so proud of you, son.
And then we went on Thunder Shark.
That was awesome! Let's go get
again. 3 times. I gotta say, it was pretty cool.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Oh, not again.
Halftime, our playoff football game. Armstrong and Maple Grove tied up at 6. If we look at highlights from the opening half of play. Isaac Collins had a good first half rushing, 115 yards on 6 carries. This one brought Maple Grove down inside the 10. It looked like they were going to score, but Armstrong able to hold, making a stop defensively, and then they get the ball back. Thomas Barber, punishing runner in the second quarter, had 7 consecutive carries, Bill, from the first quarter to the second quarter.
It ate up a lot of clock in that time period.
Brad Davison's pass tipped and intercepted by Nick Svensson, and he will wind his back way inside the 5-yard. Look at how long he kept his feet going inside the 5, got all the way down to the 2-yard line. And then one play later, Thomas Barber in from 2 yards out. Extra point was blocked, and it was 6-0. But Maple Grove comes back. They put together an 80-yard drive, mostly on the ground, and were able to tie it with a run by Isaac Collins. This is a pass here by Davison. There was a completion to Eddie Lee for 12 yards and a big pickup. That was a first down. And then Collins on this delayed handoff. This was the one that brought them down inside the 2-yard line. And then a play later, Davison on the sneak goes in for the touchdown. And their extra point was missed wide, and it's 6-6 at halftime. As you look at the first half numbers, Maple Grove definitely the edge statistically, Bill. Nearly 2-1 as far as total yards. Exactly 2-1 on first downs, but the big play, the turnover that led to the 6 points for Armstrong.
Penalties only a factor in that one defensive holding on the scoring drive by Maple Grove. So relatively penalty-free game and pretty well played on both sides.
Look at the other scores again, an update on these games. Burnsville shutting out Edina 14-0. Stillwater and Lakeville North 21-all. Osseo still up on Hopkins 21-14 now. Eden Prairie crushing Lakeville South 42-0. Tina Grace up 14-3. Prior Lake leads Eastridge 14-3. This is a game we talked to Coach Matt Lombardi about. He thought that Prior Lake could really win that game, and they're up on the top, one of the top seeded teams, Eastridge, and Wayzata shutting out Cretin-Derham Hall 21-0. So it looks like Wayzata may be moving on to the next round. We'll find out in about an hour or so across the Metro who's going to be advancing. The last 8 teams remaining in Class 6A. It's Armstrong 6, Maple Grove 6 here. We're back with more football on Channel 12, live on this Friday night after this timeout.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
So shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry. I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
6-6 at halftime tonight at Maple Grove. Bill, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, I think both teams have played very well. They've played to their strengths, as we have seen that Maple Grove has had a pretty well balanced offense, but certainly Isaac Collins has been the lead guy there with 115 yards rushing in the first half. Armstrong's played well defensively. They've gone to their strengths when they need to. Thomas Barber on both sides of the ball. It's going to be a tight second half.
Let's go back down to the field and Allie.
Coach, twice you went for it on fourth down and twice you weren't able to convert. You guys were stopped. What's behind the mindset of not going for it for punting or for getting a field goal?
Well, both of them were in situations we couldn't really punt. We were in the 25, 30, and on the 1 foot line, if you can't make it there, that's a given for us. We've made that all year. Give Armstrong credit. They obviously stacked us up in there and did a good job. So it's a fun game. We're fine. We've moved the ball great. We just got to finish drives. I told them they got a 10-yard touchdown drive. We've moved it up and down. We just got to finish our drives and relax, and hopefully we have a good third quarter.
A little bit of a fire lit at the end of the second quarter there with that touchdown. What do you guys do to take this and advance to the state tournament?
I just think we got to play our game, and like I said, this is fun. This is playoff football, bad weather, everything's great. There are a bunch of good athletes over there, and so we'll be ready.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Hey, thanks.
Coach Lombardi loving it. We're going to continue to love what should be a great second half. I'll send it back to you guys.
Well, I know he's not really as laid back as he appears in the interviews, but he never seems to have a care in the world when we talk to him, does he?
No, he really handles himself very well. I like Matt a lot because he looks at the entire picture of the game. He doesn't get all caught up with the weather or the this or that or the other thing, and I think really relishes the fact that we're out here playing. He said, "Hey, it's crummy weather. It's a lovely night." So that kind of gives you an insight into Matt's attitude about things, and I think it rubs off on his kids. His kids don't get geeked up about anything. They don't get all depressed if things don't go well, and they don't get all crazy if things are going nice. They play on a pretty even keel. They're very intense. They're very disciplined, and I'm impressed with how well prepared Jack Niggins' ball club is, and his staff have done a great job getting ready to play Maple Grove tonight. And you know, whether you think that they've got the athletes to match with Maple Grove, it doesn't matter because they're playing them even Steven right now, and that's, I think, really a good testament to how well prepared both of these teams are.
Armstrong losses this year to Cooper and Spring Lake Park. Maple Grove, a season opening loss to Osseo and then to Eden Prairie. And each team 7-2 coming into play tonight. Looking to play either Burnsville or Edina next week. Plays up in that one 14-0 last we saw. Final seconds before we get ready for the second half of play. So Maple Grove gets the ball first, Bill, and I'm sure they'd love nothing more than a drive very similar they had late in the second quarter there. Took up a lot of time, moved down the field, 80 yards and a touchdown.
That's exactly it, and you know, and that's the one thing. If you get a score right at the end of the half, and you know you're getting the ball back, you get the last score at the end of the first half, you get a good opportunity to get the first score of the second half. That can be a big turnaround, obviously, for your team, but it's a big emotional turnaround. Gone from being down by 6, you could be ahead by 6, 7, or 8 points by the end of this drive.
Jager, the kickoff for Armstrong. Will Ampey and Isaac Collins are back deep for Maple Grove. 24 minutes to go. Winner to the final 8 in Class 6A. High kick. This is in the field of play. Gathered in at the 4-yard lines by Collins. Took a wide path out to the sideline. He's out of bounds at the 24. That's where Maple Grove will have its opening possession of the second half.
Pretty well covered by Armstrong there to not give Isaac Collins any real running room. Ball at the 24-yard line, so good field, okay field position, not great but not terrible, and Maple Grove settled their offense in. They moved the ball pretty well their last possession. See what they can do here with this one. I don't think we'll see a lot of changes in these two teams.
First down and 10, and the run is by Collins up the middle across the 35. Thomas Barber with a big stop, but not until Isaac Collins had gained 13 yards. Bill out to the 37. Make it the 38-yard line.
It's certainly a nice hole for Isaac Collins to run through on that first down play. Boy, he could drive a bus through that hole, and he gets into the linebacker zone in about 3 steps.
First and 10 from the 38. We'll give to Collins again, and to sidestep the defenders, and he's wrapped up at the 40-yard line. A gain of 2. Let's go back down to the sideline and Allie.
Gain of 2 makes it second.
Thanks, guys. In the first half, we saw number 24, Ryan Hanscom of Maple Grove, come out with an injury in the game. At half, they have taken his shoe off, put ice on that right ankle, and he's on crutches. He is out for the rest of this game.
All right, thanks, Allie. It's a loss certainly for Maple Grove without Hanscom. The change of pace back, and we mentioned that he's giving Collins a little bit of rest carrying the football. And
right.
He's out now. We'll see more, I'm sure, of number 3 and maybe some of Sam Ross, number 33, carrying the ball. Right now it's Collins. He stopped in the backfield and does not get back to the line of scrimmage. Hit almost immediately by Nathan Edlund in the backfield and struggled to get to the 39.
Edlund seems to have shaken off that lower leg injury he had in the first half, and good penetration here, wrapping up Collins, and third and long now for Maple Grove.
3rd and 9 from their 39. Davison tonight 2 of 6 passing with an interception. He's in some trouble here. He's going to try to run the football. Now stops at the line of scrimmage, and down he goes. Thomas Barber comes up and drops Brad Davison at the line of scrimmage, perhaps for a short loss, and Maple Grove will have to punt.
So a good defensive sequence there for Armstrong, and Brad Davison seems to have a little bit of indecision right there. And I think when you're being confronted by Thomas Barber, you don't want to be indecisive.
Danny Rash back to punt, standing at his 24-yard line, and gets the kick away. A bounce at the 36 and be down by Maple Grove at the 39. Now Hanscom usually handles the punting, so that's another factor that comes into play here. And make Armstrong get good field position at the 41-yard line after a kick of 20 yards.
Yeah, that's another factor with Hanscom being on the sideline. Is not only is he carrying the ball, but he's not a bad punter.
Well, Rash has punted this year, but Hanscom that's been handling it lately. On first down, Collis Barber in some trouble, wings it out to his right, and it's still not going well for Armstrong. It's going to be a loss in the play. The Crimson swarming under the Falcons. It'll be a loss of 2. Barber in immediate trouble as Quante was right on him. Able to swing the pass out, but no room out there at all for Isaiah Poster.
No, Poster had nowhere to go. And that Maple Grove defense pursues, like we said, they pursue like bandits. They really go after the football.
2nd and 12. Barber's 2 of 3 passes. 2 of the passes, though, have gone for negative yardage. The one big one, 37 yards. The Poster, Poster run out of room here. Collis Barber run out of bounds by Peter Doyle. As you look at Collis Barber rolling out left this time, looking downfield, Bill. Doesn't have anybody, and Doyle wraps him up. Be another loss of 2.
And that's where I think that's where Collis Barber has to come out, and if he sees that he doesn't have any place to go with the ball, use your legs, push the ball upfield a little bit, and don't be looking to throw the ball. Get the ball upfield. Make the guy miss you rather than looking to throw the ball.
Over the middle, it's got a man open. Poster again to the 20. Poster to the end zone for a touchdown. How about that, Bill? We've only had 2 big plays in the passing game. The first one went for 37. This one goes for 62 and a touchdown. Floats it over the middle. Look, could not be any more open.
No, and he puts it right between the 1 and the 4. And you can see that Collins comes over and makes the play, but not until Poster is at the goal line. So Armstrong is able to get the first score of the second half.
Extra point, it's blocked again. It'll be 12-6. Unable to get the extra point, but Poster, the big 62-yard pass catch from Thomas Barber, and Armstrong is back in front.
And once again, Poster right between the safeties. They can't recover in time to get Poster.
He almost celebrated too early.
Yeah, I think he thought the 5-yard line was the goal line. And here we see the extra point.
They never got the kick off.
Kicker didn't. Yeah, the kicker didn't kick it. The ball was a little late getting the tee, but on an extra point, all you got to do is kick it. And so the place kicking game not looking particularly sterling for either of these teams tonight so far.
Armstrong, the 12-6 lead, 7:39 to go in the third quarter. One of those games, Bill, where you're thinking, Maple Grove, they're one play away and then they'll take control of this game. And then you get later and later. The other team makes a big play like we just saw, and all of a sudden you're down midway through the third quarter.
Right, 2 big pass plays have been very effective by Armstrong.
This kick by Jager through the end zone. Maple Grove will start from its 20-yard line. Let's take a look at some of those scores again. Burnsville still up 14-0 on Edina. No change in the Stillwater Lakeville North score or Osseo Hopkins. Prior Lake Eastridge score update 14-5 now, and Cretin-Derham Hall still trailing by 3 touchdowns. They got a touchdown on the board now, but still trail Wayzata 28-7. So Armstrong, that second lead of the game. Maple Grove will start from its 20-yard line. Davison rolling out. Swings a pass right side. Completion of about 5 yards. An immediate tackle by Jack Leas.
We go run action fake to Isaac Collins. Nice execution by Davison, getting the ball to the receiver.
Will Rule with his first catch tonight. Second down. In a long 4 to go. Is Collins tripped up at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
And another good play by
Sam Enderline coming up and
making
make the
and
stop.
another good play at the line of scrimmage by Chance Bowen to force Collins back in towards the middle where he really had no place to go.
It's third and still 4 to go for Maple Grove. 2 receivers to the left for the Crimson here from their 26. Give to Collins, hit in the backfield and drop for a loss. Back to the 25-yard line. Tackle on the play by Jason McDonough Pearson.
Boy, that was a really nice play by Pearson coming down the line of scrimmage and wrapping up Isaac Collins before he could really get going anywhere.
Angelo Damiani, the other player in on the stop there for Armstrong, and so they force Maple Grove into its second consecutive punt here. Well, they're going to fake it and go for it toward the 30. They didn't make it. Stopped at the 29. Armstrong's going to take over on downs. You got to get right to the 30.
And the actual mark is very close, as we can see Lee getting up in there.
Wow.
And just not quite getting to the 29.5-yard line. Interesting gamble by Matt Lombardi here on going forward on 4th and 4 inside your own 30-yard line. That's a gutsy call. If it doesn't work, then people say, well, that was a dumb thing to do, but not quite as bad as what the Colts did last week.
Right. You got to trust nothing's that bad, Bill.
Well, there is that, but you know, you trust your instinct. That is something that they've obviously worked on.
Well, and maybe you'll get it back on a turnover.
Never can tell.
Armstrong fumbling it, and they'll lose yardage. Yeah, you trust your defense in this spot that if you don't make it, that you can get the stop. Bad snap, get away from Collis Barber, got away from Thomas Barber. And then that was Sheikwood Doyle and friends able to make the stop. That's a loss of 8 back to the 38-yard line. They didn't have to measure on that 4th down play because they had to get it right to the 30 after the touchback after the kickoff. We're now 2nd down and long. Collis Barber will swing it out to the right, and that is incomplete. Intended receiver was True Thompson. Bill, we've seen this from Armstrong before. A couple plays go bad. They'll just pop one down the middle for a long game.
That's the 3rd time they've run that particular play, and I'm not quite sure what that's intended to accomplish. It's kind of a variation of the bubble screen, but they really haven't been able to get any kind of downfield pressure from that play. Everything was going parallel to the line of scrimmage.
3rd down. Collis Barber going downfield toward the right sideline, well overshooting his intended receiver, Nathan Ball. And it'll be 4th down now for Armstrong. So Maple Grove's defense holding, and it looks like Armstrong will go back and play the field position game, Bill, and look to pin Armstrong back inside its 20-yard line, which I think is a good call here.
Yeah, when you've got the lead, you want to play a little more field position. If you were tied or down by 6, you might have a little bit different attitude on this play.
Heavy rush, but Bowen getting the kick away, and it'll bounce at the goal line and into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. And then Maple Grove will get it at their 20. So really, as it turns out, nothing hurt on the fake punt try.
No.
They'll get it back where they started the last drive at the 20-yard line. They one negative for Maple Grove is 3 more minutes off the clock. So now you're 4:45 to go in the 3rd quarter. Still plenty of time here, but
you know, I think underneath it here, the fact that they went for it on that 4th and 4 deep in their own zone, and then they didn't give up anything to Armstrong coming back. Showing confidence in your defense, I think, is a really important thing. Those defensive guys are going to be jacked up. The offensive guys are going to say, "Hey, look what they did on the defensive side. We got to carry our load here as well." So that may have been kind of in the back of Matt Lombardi's mind when he made that call, to get people a little bit more emotionally involved in the game. I'm not quite sure what Jack Nigan was talking with the referee about, but there was an issue of some variety there.
From the 20-yard line, give is to Isaac Collins, cuts back to his left, gets the 1st down. Gains a dozen yards out to the 32-yard line.
Boy, you just cannot. Boy, really nice job by. You can see how. What a good job that right side of that offensive line does when they pull, and that means that the left side is doing a great job of getting down blocks and setting that thing up. And all Isaac Collins needs is a little bit of a seam, and he gets a cutback, and he's gone. That was well executed.
From the 32, first down, deep drop for Davison's got a man wide open. It's Eddie Lee.
No.
Eddie Lee breaks the tackle, and they'll go in for a touchdown. 68 yards, and we're tied at 12.
Really well done here by Maple Grove. Davison getting the ball out in good order to Eddie Lee, who shakes off a tackler and gets into the end zone. 2 big pass plays here in the third quarter for very long touchdowns, and now Maple Grove has an opportunity to get the 1-point lead.
Knutson are trying to put Maple Grove ahead for the first time tonight, and this kick is up and through. Now with 4:02 to play in the third quarter, it's the Crimson on top, 13-12.
Here we get a good look. Davison gets a nominal fake to Collins, but gets into the throw. Hits Eddie Lee in right in stride. Lee does a good job of shaking off the defender, getting into the end zone and making a nice 68-yard scoring touchdown pass. So we're going to have some back and forth here, John. I don't think Armstrong is going to fold the tent here.
Lead no touchdowns in the regular season. That's his second touchdown catch here in the playoffs.
And Davison he's been about 50-50, about even touchdown passes to interceptions during this season. I think in a regular season he was 6-6.
Right.
Had a touchdown pass and an interception today, so he's keeping his statistics even anyway.
Knutson, high short kick will be fielded at the 21. And a return out past the 30 to the 32-yard line by Nick Svensson. Well, Armstrong trailing in the game for the first time now. Just under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Down by a point.
Well, now the Armstrong offense has been relatively bottled up here most of the game, except for some plays in the early in the second quarter and 2 long pass plays. They really need to figure something out to shake out their offense and move the ball consistently.
And a first round run, and McClellan dropped for a loss. Jack Bristol in on the stop. Lost about half a yard. Second down.
And you see good pursuit from the backside, and what we call the spill to the flank, and the safety Bristol coming up and making the play. That's exactly what the Maple Grove defense is designed to do.
Second down, the pitch will go to McClellan. And he can't get away from Will Ampey. There was Collins that came up and made the tackle. Isaac Collins, excuse me, and the tackle makes the stop for no gain. We talked about in the pregame, Bill, Collins, pretty sure tackler.
He is.
And makes the stop there.
And again, you can see that getting the ball out on the flank and until you can turn upfield and run is of absolutely no advantage, particularly with the pursuit angles that the Maple Grove kids take.
That was Hagan on the rush. It's third down and 10. A throw, a completion to Barber, but to Poster, but well shy of the first down. Again, sure tackling by Maple Grove, Bill, in all 3 of those plays.
Absolutely.
And Armstrong has to punt. Ryan Shea on the stop.
The Maple Grove's defense stepping up now and making 2 or 3 pretty good plays here in the second half.
Bowen in for his 5th punt. Snap was bounced to him, but he's able to pick it up, gets the kick away, and a pretty good kick that'll take an Armstrong bounce and another, and will roll down inside the 10-yard line out at the 7. Kick of 54 yards with no return.
That's a pretty good kick, getting the ball deep inside the Maple Grove zone, but now the onus is on the Armstrong defense to get a 3 and out here and get some field position back for their offense, who has really sputtered. Now, again, except for a couple of plays, the Armstrong offense has not pushed the ball upfield.
Crimson backed up inside their 10-yard line. On first down, and you've had a false start on Armstrong, something along that offensive line. Yes, it'll go against Maple Grove. It's their 2nd penalty of the night for 10 yards total.
And this one's not a good one. You push yourself back deep inside your own zone. You have to work a lot hard. Now your play calling is a little bit limited once you get inside the 5-yard line.
From the 4, Mitch goes back to Collins, breaks a tackle at the 5, another at the 10, gets out to the 11-yard line. A good job to pick up 7 yards there. Collins with 149 yards now.
Very good job getting back upfield, and you can see the balance that Isaac Collins has. He gets knocked off his feet and yet is able to get both feet back on the ground before he goes out of bounds. Get back a reasonable amount. You get a 2nd and 6 or so now.
Second down from the 12-yard line. .152 to play in the 3rd quarter. Collins really popped in the backfield, and he goes down as Bowen again, making that stop. Look at this hit, Bill.
Boy, Chase Bowen is really making himself felt here as he beats the kick-out block from the offensive lineman. That's Sam Bednarz, and Sam's in good position to make that play. It's just that Bowen is beating him to the spot and getting a shoulder on Isaac Collins. 4th and a 3rd down now, and 6.
Happy in motion. Davison. We get a whistle. Flag down.
Delay. Flag comes from the back judge. Usually going to be a delay. So that'll make it now 3rd and 11. And again, you're inside the 10-yard line. 3rd and 11. Your play choices are a little bit more limited at this point.
You don't want to give the ball up on a turnover.
Absolutely.
When you're at this point of the field. Well, never.
Exactly.
But
no, you never did, but especially right now, yep.
Davison will keep after faking the handoff to Collins, and he'll get back some yardage out to the 14, but Armstrong's defense holds. And Maple Grove will have to punt.
And a pretty safe play call there, just to get the ball into a reasonable place where you're not punting from deep in your own end zone. You're still going to be punting from your own goal line, and that's a little bit scary too, because a blocked punt or a mishandled snap or something like that at this point of the field can bad things can happen.
Rash getting the kick away. A good kick out to midfield, and it's down there by Joe Wallach. Armstrong will have it in good field position. Kick of 36 yards, though, and no return by Rash. Armstrong will start 1st and 10 from their 49-yard line. Final seconds of the 3rd quarter coming up.
It would be interesting to see if Armstrong changes their offensive approach here and tries to get the ball upfield a little bit more. They really have not had any success getting the ball outside, either with the pass or the run. Their best passing plays have been right up the middle. Their best running plays have been to Thomas Barber between the tackles.
First and 10 for the Falcons, trailing by a point. Poster wanting the throw, going down the right sideline, and is incomplete. Wallach breaking up the intended pass.
Poster really wasn't able to step into that because of the pressure from the defense. Pretty well played defensively, and good job by the receiver, Derek Schmiesing, to get back in and make sure that that ball wasn't intercepted.
Second and 10 for the Falcons. Give it to Thomas Barber. Hit at the line of scrimmage, falls forward into Maple Grove territory. Thomas Barber gains 3 on what will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Each team with a touchdown, but Maple Grove adds an extra point as well, and they take a 1-point lead into the 4th quarter. 13-12, the Crimson lead the Falcons. We're back with more Class 6A playoff football on 12 Sports in a moment.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Crimson student section trying to keep warm tonight on a cool Friday evening. Wind has been pretty steady, Bill, since before the game.
And yes, and both coaches have commented, and it's coming across the field, so it does come into play here a little bit tonight.
3rd and long for Armstrong as we start the 4th quarter. Collis Barber throws, gets the completion to the 41-yard line to True Thompson, and that'll be enough for an Armstrong first down. First catch tonight for True Thompson, and a gain of 8 on 3rd and 7. Big play for the Falcons.
Yeah, and True Thompson does a nice job of bringing that ball in. I don't know if his dad ever caught a pass like that.
First down of the second half for Armstrong. They got the one touchdown, but they had no first downs until that play right there.
Yeah, they really they've got to find a way to move the ball upfield, and going sideways isn't going to work.
Collis Barber hit in the backfield and thrown down back at the 49-yard line. Tyler Little with the sack. Loss of 8.
Tyler Little doing a nice job of pressuring right up the A seam, giving Collis Barber nowhere to go. He didn't even stop at Thomas Barber as he was pursuing the quarterback there.
Line of scrimmage back to the 48 of Maple Grove. Collis Barber will keep it himself, lunging forward inside the 45, back to the 42-yard line. Gains back some of that yardage, a good share of it that he lost on first down, but it'd still be 3rd and 12 here, Bill, for the Falcons.
And I think that's something that Collis Barber needs to do here in the fourth quarter is use his own feet a little bit on those plays where he has a choice to and move upfield.
Third and long for the Falcons. Collis Barber rolls out, looking downfield. Now we'll keep it and go down at the 40-yard line. Boy, Jack Negan really upset, thought his player was hit out of bounds at the end of that play. They didn't see a flag come out, but he could see Coach Negan right out on top of the officials. He thought that the second player coming in, Zion Allen, was coming in too late.
Yep, that would upset a lot of coaches.
Gain of 2. It'll be 4th down from the 40. And Armstrong will punt it away. Still a little too much time left, Bill, and a long ways to go where you want to go for it at this point.
No, and you don't want to give up field position either.
High kick away. That'll bounce, take kind of a sideways bounce, and not as good as Armstrong had hoped for. It's a 17-yard kick. Maple Grove will take over on its 23.
And Bowen had gotten the previous kick a little bit deeper, but again, I don't know if that got hung up by the wind or not. It kind of had a backspin on it anyway. It wasn't going to take a huge bounce for Armstrong regardless, but
man, if you're Maple Grove at this point, Bill, you want to hang on to the football, possess the football for as much clock as you can take. Hopefully, if you're them, you would say we want to score, but if nothing else, win the field position battle back and take some clock off.
There you go.
Collins, the first down carry out past the 25 to near the 28-yard line. Pick up a 5. We talked to Coach Lombardi before the game, and he said the last couple of weeks they've not rested, but not given Isaac Collins as many carries as in some other games. It does, 13 carries last week, and it was 15 2 weeks ago against Shakopee. He said it's the other teams that some of the bigger teams and the teams they expected tough games from. Prior Lake, Eden Prairie, he was getting 25, 30 carries. That's his 25th carry tonight, Bill.
Yeah, and that's going to be more the standard now, and particularly with Hanscom being dinged, he's going to get the ball a lot the rest of the game.
Excuse me. Davison throwing. It's the completion out to the 35-yard line and a first down.
A nice grab by Will Rule, his second grab tonight. Yeah, between Rule and Martinson, you get two pretty good size inside receivers, and when they get running that flat route or that out route, they're pretty effective with it because they give Davison a pretty good sized target to throw out, particularly when the faster receivers like Lee have been able to get through the zone and clear it out a little bit.
From the 36 and first down and 10. Give to Collins following his blocker right side. Out past the 40 and to the 43-yard line before he's knocked out. They actually get closer to the 45. It's a gain, Bill, of 9.
And pretty well executed again. Out on the flank and able to get a pretty good run after he gets just about to the sideline. He makes a left turn and goes 8-9 yards.
Collins 26 carries. Ooh. They'll get a penalty though. This one's going to come back.
The reason why the flank was open is that somebody was holding over there, which that can happen.
It'll go back to its 25 now after that penalty, so still 20 yards to go now for them. So it wipes out a nice first down run by Collins. Eight and a half minutes to go here in the game. Collins, big hole left side. 30-yard line out to the 34. And a gain of 9, maybe 10 yards there.
Yeah, just shy of 10 yards. So again, a pretty good run. Very nice hole there on the left side of the offense. Offensive linemen, again, very consistent tonight. They've done a really nice job. They get good positioning. They keep their blocks going, and they give Collins a chance to get into the line of scrimmage, and that's always a plus.
26 carries, 162 yards for Isaac Collins. Second down and 11. Davison stepping up. Now he'll run it to the 40-yard line. Hit hard and goes out of bounds at the 43. And the tackle by Jack Leas. Get some hard hitters on that Armstrong defense.
Boy, they really, Jack Leas, not a huge guy, but he comes up and puts a pretty good lick right here on Brad Davison. Don't know what Coach Nigan said to Brad Davison. He says, you might want to step out of bounds instead of take that hit. Wait, 3rd and reasonable now, though, for Maple Grove. They survived so far that holding penalty, and they got 3rd and about 3 here.
Davison got 8 on that run. Now keep it himself up the middle, and he's got a first down all the way out to midfield. Gain of 7.
Yeah. Quick count on the quarterback sneak. Kind of caught Armstrong flat-footed. Brad Davison getting up. As you can see here, maybe the ball came loose. Yeah, the ball came loose before he was down. That could have easily been taken over by Armstrong. Number 50 on that.
Damiani,
yeah.
Very close to taking that back for Armstrong, but
that would have been a huge turnover, too.
Crimson have it, first down and 10 from their 49. The clock inside of 7 minutes to go, nearing 6.5 as Davison comes up to the line. He'll take as much of the play clock as he can. Hands off to Collins, who's hit in the backfield and dropped.
Guess who?
He was hit that time by Nick Svensson. and Chance Bowen.
Chance Bowen.
Loss of a couple of yards there. Second down and 12. Didn't see Collins lose yardage much.
No.
Second half here, though, is at 4 carries where he's lost a yard or 2, and attribute that Armstrong defense. Now, he still has 160 yards rushing. It's not like he's having a tough night. But
no. But they're still going. They're still, trying to penetrate that line of scrimmage, trying to make something happen.
Davison, deep drop, little screen over the middle. Completion to Lee, who had the touchdown earlier, and gets the ball down in, that's Ampey on the catch, and he's down inside the 45 of Armstrong. He'll be down to the 44-yard line.
Pretty well executed screen pass to Will Ampey there. Well blocked by the offensive line. Offensive line doing a good job of setting up on the pass block and then getting downfield.
Ampey gets 9 yards. It's 3rd and 3 from just inside the 44 of Armstrong. Davison trying to play that went for the first down a few moments ago. This time Armstrong ready, and they make the stop. It'll be 4th down.
Yep, well played inside by Edlund and a couple of the other defensive linemen there.
Got
and
2,
Damiani, got 1 or 2. So it's 4th and short, and certainly at this point now, a first down is going to start to pressure the Armstrong defense, because now their clock is starting to run down here a little bit. Going to be inside of 4 minutes.
I'm guessing they're going to run it all the way down and perhaps take time out here.
Yeah,
that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yep. He wants to get that play clock down about 38 seconds and take the timeout.
Updates on scores at Burnsville Edina. Game's tightened up now 14-7. Burnsville leading. Stillwater has taken the lead on Lakeville North 28-21. Osseo still in a tight game against Hopkins. 42-7. Eden Prairie up on Lakeville South. Gina Brace up on Egan. Big Eastridge has come back to take the lead against Prior Lake. And Wayzata, I think they're going to put Cretan-Derham Hall away tonight and advance. A big season for Wayzata, Billy. Last year they 3-6 and come back this year 3-7 a year ago, and it's been a terrific season for them. Losses to Eden Prairie and Maple Grove.
Right.
But other than that, they have run the table now. Looks like they'll be in the state quarterfinals.
And they've really started to gel as a team. I had a good visit with Brad Anderson last week before our game over there, and he's pleased with how the team has developed this year, and they've come around pretty nicely as we see him setting up for the 4th and short here.
Campy comes in motion. He gets the carry. It's a first down more. 35-yard line inside the 30 to the 25-yard line. The Will Ampey with a couple of big plays on this drive. They're catching the screen pass, and here the run that goes for 16 yards and a first down.
And here we see the jet sweep. A lot of the Armstrong people getting caught up inside, thinking that it's going to be a quarterback sneak again. You can see how many people being caught inside, and Will Ampey getting around the flank in good order and getting a pretty good run down to the 25-yard line.
Got a good block from Sam Ross on the outside to help spring some of that extra yardage. So first down and 10 from the 25 now. We'll go back to Isaac Collins. He's inside the 20, picks up 6 to the 19.
And now the clock is really coming into play. Obviously, Maple Grove is going to try to push the ball in and get a score here. But even if they don't, even if they stall out, it's going to be very, very challenging for Armstrong to do this, because they're going to have less than, even if they stop them here on the next 3 plays, it's going to be just, the clock's going to be just about gone by the time Maple Grove gives up the ball. So
2nd and 4 from the 19. 3:15 and counting to go. It's Collins, and he'll lose yardage back to the 21.
And again, just really well played. And well played on the tackle. Chance Bowen.
And Armstrong will use a timeout here and stop the clock and force Maple Grove into a 3rd and 6.
Bowen and Edlin making a play there. Edlin's done a nice job tonight from his nose tackle position. You know, being in position when things happen at the line of scrimmage to make a play, and Bowen certainly has been a force on the coming out from his defensive end spot.
3rd and 6, Maple Grove from the 21 of Armstrong. 3:06 to play.
This is interesting now with 3rd and 4th down, you've got 3rd and 7. If you get a marginal gain, 2 or 3 yards, Armstrong uses their 2nd timeout. They could conceivably get the ball back if they shut them down here with about 2 minutes to go. Now 2 minutes to go, 80 yards is going to be a real chore, particularly for an offense that has not really generated much tonight. But it's going to come down to these last 2 plays, how the timeouts get handled, and what Armstrong does on the line of scrimmage here.
3rd and 6 from the 21 of Armstrong.
You might say this is testing the resolve of both of these teams. For Maple Grove to get a first down and put it away, and Armstrong to stop it and force the 4th down play.
On third down, Davison rolling out. Hit as he throws to the end zone. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Will Rule. Looked like he was going to get the touchdown, and it drops incomplete.
Poor Will Rule. He just had a great effort here, and the ball just pops off his shoulder. Oh, you got to catch it with your hands, Will.
Back defensively was Hayden. The ball came up on him a little high, and Rule unable to come up with the catch. And now on 4th down and 6.
Yeah,
Bill, what do you do here? You got to go for it. I don't think he can in these conditions, and you're far enough out in high school football where I don't think this is a reasonable try necessarily on the for a field goal. I think Hayden got his hand up there enough. I don't
just
think
enough to disrupt
it, but it disrupted the concentration maybe of Rule. And now Maple Grove will take a timeout and decide what they're going to do on this 4th and 6. But at this point on the field, you're going to go for it.
I think you go for it, and B, I think you do a solid play, your best play to your best ball player, and let something happen. I think is where Coach Lombardi tells his offensive linemen, look, guys, you got to, all 5 of you got to do something here. You got to get across the line of scrimmage. And, I think Isaac Collins is going to get the ball. I think you give the ball to your guy and let it play out. And if it doesn't work, then you've got an awful lot of field to defend and not much time that you have to defend it.
And Armstrong has traveled well. A lot of students and other fans in support of the Falcons here tonight at Maple Grove, hoping their team can make a stand, and then he's still got to put points on the board in some way in the last 3 minutes of the game.
And like I said, this will test the mettle of both these teams and see which team thinks they want to prevail the most.
4th and 6 with just over 3 minutes to go. Roll out. Davison steps inside, some pressure. Now floats a pass out and gets the completion. Inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line to Eddie Lee. A gain of 17 and a first down.
The question is, did he cross the line of scrimmage? I don't believe he was close. Oh, yes, he was very close.
He was close, but he didn't cross it.
No. And you have to have your entire body and the ball over the line of scrimmage before it's an illegal forward pass. That's a gutsy call right there. Not exactly what I would have expected, but now you got 1st and goal on the 3. You can almost just jam it from here, and if you don't score, you don't score. It's not a big deal at this point.
Davison will keep it. He is toward the end zone. He's in for a score. Brad Davison, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. And it's 19-12 Maple Grove.
And that's a huge play, a huge run by Brad Davison. And really caught the inside guys. The inside guys for Armstrong played so well tonight, and that play caught them flat-footed. They just didn't expect the quick snap and the quarterback sneak.
Knudsen on for the extra point to try to make it an 8-point game. Officials timeout. What do we have here? Maple Grove will use a timeout. Perhaps did not have the right personnel on the field. They want to get or they're going to talk, Bill, about going for 2. Now, if you go for 2 here, then you really put the game pretty much out of reach, because then Armstrong's got to somehow score twice in 2:23 with a regular extra point. Armstrong can still tie with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. But if you go for 2 and convert, you're up 21-12. Right? That's what the discussion was going to be about.
Especially with the encroachment penalty on the extra point, putting the ball at the 1-yard line or 1.5-yard line instead of the 3.
Make sure we get 3 right now.
Yeah, they had to.
Did he use it for another timeout?
Somebody used a timeout, probably Armstrong there. They've got 0 on the timeouts left.
No, it's Maple Grove that had 0 on the 2. Yeah.
Oh, that's Maple Grove, yeah.
Well, while we wait, let's look at the Davison run again as he moves right up behind Logan Newell on that play.
Hits that A-seam hard, and there's nobody there.
No, it's good to have a 260-pounder in front of you, Bill, clearing the way.
I would agree with that. So now I think yeah, because you've got the encroachment, the ball at the 1.5, and you've got a good opportunity to get a 2-point conversion and put the game completely away.
Trying to put this one away on ice, put their team up by 9. It's Ampey in motion. Davidson's going to roll out right, and no one near him. In for the 2-point conversion. It's 21-12.
And well executed that time. You could see that coming with Ampey coming across looking for the jet sweep. The left side, the right side of the defense really played hard to stop that jet sweep by Will Ampey, and Brad Davison and Isaac Collins were over there all by themselves. So now the game is pretty well out of hand unless Armstrong can come up with some sort of magic and get a kickoff return for a score, or deep into the zone and get a score and an onside kick and get the ball back. This is all she wrote.
21-12 Maple Grove with that much time left. Armstrong does have 2 timeouts, but they need 2 scores. And you're right, Bill. They need to hope that Knutson doesn't put this ball into the end zone and preventing a kickoff return. The 80 yards is going to be a lot to ask from their offense to move down the field in a short amount of time and
get the ball back. And you got to get the first. And you got to get the first score first. So you can't worry about what you're going to do if you score. You got to get the score. And you know that Maple Grove's defensive players are going to be pinning their ears back and coming.
And this will be into the end zone. And so Armstrong will start at their 20-yard line. Down the road, Osseo up on Hopkins now 42-21 in the fourth quarter. And looks like the Orioles are going to advance. Wayzata, another area team, on its way to advancing onto the state playoffs next week. We'll know the teams tonight. We'll know the times and dates and sites tomorrow on where the games will be played. Games Thursday and Friday of next week at neutral sites around the metro. So here we go for Armstrong. Down by 9. 2:23 to go. Collis Barber out of the shotgun. Throws first down complete to Thomas Barber and a gain of 6. The Maple Grove will give that up. Excuse me, Poster in the catch and 5th carry catch tonight out to the 26-yard line. 2nd down and 4. Barber throw again to the sideline. Gets a first down here. And out to the 33-yard line on the catch by Derek Schmeezing, his first catch of the game. First and 10, Armstrong. Clock stops with 2:01 to go. Armstrong, it looks like Maple Grove jumped on that left side.
The clock has stopped with 2:01. And I think this is the right attitude for Armstrong, is to push the ball upfield, but take what the defense will give you. If they'll give you a 6 or 7 yard pass play for a completion and move the sticks, then you've got to do that.
1st and 5. They give to Thomas Barber, who's got a first down out to near midfield. He'll gain it to the 48-yard line. Clock stopped briefly to move the sticks, and Back running again with 1:50 to play. Throw to the left side and a completion and down the left sideline and out of bounds at the 33-yard line. On the catch by True Thompson. Breaks a tackle at the point he got the catch. The defender going for the ball there, and Thompson comes up with the catch, and they're down to the 33.
They're moving the ball down very, very nicely, moving it into scoring position. Clock is their biggest enemy right now, but they've got to continue to move the football.
Barber looks left again, throws to True Thompson. Tackled by Burrington. Stop the clock at the 30. Burrington thought he could perhaps add him down in the field of play, and they're going to say he was out. Armstrong will use a timeout. I think they thought the player was down in bounds, but I think the official was signaling that he was out of bounds.
He stopped the clock, so.
But just one timeout remaining here for Armstrong after a gain of 3 here.
You see pretty good tackle by Burrington. Yeah, I would say that's out of bounds because his
helmet landed first.
Right, and he was on Burrington's body.
Yeah.
Was that True Thompson was on Burrington's body, so he's not down and out until he goes to the ground, and
that was the right call.
So yeah, absolutely.
But Armstrong did take the timeout regardless, and they have just one left. 2nd and 7 from the 30.
Collis Barber checking with the referee, making sure he does have one timeout left.
Armstrong's moved 50 yards in a short amount of time here, but still needing 9 points in a little over a minute and a half. Thomas Barber with a hole, 25, 20-yard line. Thomas Barber down the left sideline is inside the 10 and down to the 9-yard line.
Boy, Barber does a nice job getting upfield and then getting down the sideline.
Steps out at the 10.
Yep.
But it's first and goal from the 10. .132 to go. Poster coming in motion. Collis Barber throws to the end zone and incomplete. Broken up, intended for True Thompson. Defensively, Queta and Burrington there.
Boy, that was just about in there. It was a small window, and Collis Barber gets it right in there. Thompson had to hit him while he was being hit by the defender, so it would have been a very impressive catch, but ball right in that window. That was nice.
2nd and goal from the 10. It's Poster in motion again. Give to Thomas Barber. Breaks a tackle and another. Still on his feet and into the end zone for a touchdown.
Jeez.
That's a touchdown run, Bill.
That is a touchdown. That's as physical a run as you'll see by anybody. And my goodness. What was the time on the clock? Less than a minute to make that happen, and he still didn't go down.
No.
He was still on his feet when he went into the end zone. So, yeah.
Well, they're going to go for 2 here.
I'm not sure.
They're going to bring out Jager here. I think. Wait. So no, they are going to go for 2.
You know, you still need 2 scores. It doesn't make any difference. They haven't had a lot of success.
Collis Barber will throw and to the back of the end zone. That play didn't have a chance.
No, not at all. And I'm just wondering, you just had your 230-pound running back run the ball 7 yards through about 11 guys. Watch this. Bang, bang, bang. And he's hit 4 times and never goes down. Now, from the 3-yard line, why wouldn't you give that guy the ball again? I don't want to question what coaches do, but goodness, this one never had a chance.
Bill, it took a minute and 2. They moved 80 yards down the field and got the touchdown. So you're right. You don't have to worry about the second one until you get that first one.
Right.
And boy, they sure got it.
They did, and they have really made this a ball game. And everybody in the place knows what's going to happen right now. That Armstrong's going to try an onside kick. We've got the hands team up there. You've got everybody ready to go. And what is it going to be? A miracle that's going to happen? I don't know, but it's going to come down to, again, who's got the execution to make this thing work. And onside kicks are one of my favorite things, and they're always problematic, especially at this point in the game. So if you can pull it off, it's truly exciting.
Matthew Jager will try to give his team a chance here. Bounce it. Takes the bounce there. Oof. Scramble for the football. Armstrong saying they have it.
And Maple Grove is saying they have it.
Look
and
who's got it. Nathan Ball came out of there with the football. He's got the football now. I don't know that I've seen a signal from the officials yet. And it is Armstrong football. Wow.
My goodness.
At the 49 of Maple Grove.
Here we are. Watch this. Just boop it 10 yards. Who's he kicking it at? Right there. It goes 10. And look at that. That ball's loose. And Ball fights his way down through it and makes the play.
Bowen's
Chase
in there.
Bowen in there.
Well, here it is. Armstrong's
Coming
chance.
down to
1:22 to go. We've got a timeout left. Collis Barber throwing on first down, almost intercepted. That was nearly picked off on the near sideline by Joe Wallach.
Joe Wallach really stepping in front of that. Well, that was beautiful.
2nd and 10.
Whew.
Still plenty of time here, Bill, for Armstrong.
Oh, they don't have to hurry, and they don't have to.
Collis Barber will give it to Thomas Barber. 45, 40-yard line, breaks a tackle.
Yep, he's out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 38-yard line.
And one timeout left. I think I might give you got 1 minute and 12 seconds. You don't have to throw the ball every play. And this guy can certainly carry the load. There's no doubt about it.
Gain of 12 on a first down.
Thomas Barber gets any kind of a seam. He's a punishing runner to try to bring down.
82 yards for him and 2 scores on the day on 14 carries. In his last 3 runs, Bill, 20 yards, 10 yards, and 12 yards. From the 37, Collis Barber throwing left side poster. He stopped and dropped for a loss. Peter Doyle coming up and making sure that play doesn't go anywhere.
And once again, the defensive flank for Maple Grove is outstanding. And I think Armstrong's had their most success with the ball going upfield inside the tackles. 43 seconds now. It's a little bit tougher, but I think you've set Maple Grove up on the flanks the whole night. You've thrown the ball short out wide. If you got a chance and you're not going to run the football, I think you got to have somebody taking that, fake that short pass on the sideline and get somebody going deep up outside the numbers and maybe get a chance to throw it down to the end zone.
Armstrong out of timeouts.
Fake that bubble screen and let somebody run. If you get these guys, get those Maple Grove guys running, you might be able to get past them and get a ball deep.
2nd down and 11. Collis Barber looking to that sideline. Ready for the snap. Ball at the 38 of Maple Grove. Oh, the ball gets away, and Collis Barber's got to land on it back at the 49. Now Armstrong's got to hurry.
Yeah. And that clock's got to run. The clock is not running right now.
Back at the 49-yard line. Out of 30 seconds to play. Long way to go for Armstrong. Collis Barber throwing downfield. It's intercepted by Isaac Collins. And that'll end it. Collins needs to go down and finally takes a knee back at the 13-yard line.
That's gonna
late hit coming in on Armstrong at the end.
Yeah, he gave himself up by going to a knee, and you can't hit him once that's happened, and that's exactly what transpired. But that puts it in. But geez, Armstrong made this as exciting as possible, and a 3-point game when it looked like it was out of hand with 2 minutes and 7 seconds to go. What more could you ask for? This is phenomenal.
And they get the extra yardage on the personal foul.
Yeah.
And that'll just be a kneel down for Brad Davison, and this one will be over. This one, I think he was looking, I guess, downfield for Schmeezing, but
it really didn't have it.
No.
Looks like, Schmeezing looked like he held up his route there. Once the ball was committed, and can't do that. You've got to run fast as you can.
Davison will take a knee, and Maple Grove survives tonight. A scare from Armstrong, and they win in advance. They'll play Burnsville next week. Crimson win it, 21-18. What a terrific football game.
Oh, this is one of the best football games I've ever seen, John. You don't see things go as explosively as we have tonight. There was big plays by both teams, and certainly Armstrong's got to be really pleased at the fact that, we lost the game, but my gosh, we played the entire 48 minutes of it. We didn't go anywhere else, and I am very impressed with how far Armstrong's program has come in the last couple of years.
Terrific group of seniors that they lose, though. Collis Barber, Thomas Barber, Laes, Bowen, and others. True Thompson, all those guys will graduate. So, but certainly they've laid the foundation for Armstrong to regain some excellence in football that they've had in past years. Although it had been a number of years since they'd been this successful, they finished their season up at 7-3.
It was just an exciting game all the way through, from kickoff to the final gun. It was just really exciting. Both teams playing it very hard, and nobody giving an inch on anything.
As I mentioned, Maple Grove will take on Burnsville. Burnsville winning tonight 17-7 over Edina. And we'll know the exact date and time of that game tomorrow. But for now, Maple Grove happy to advance and on to the state playoffs for the third consecutive season. Into the Final Eight, Bill.
That's a nice accomplishment. Not very many people can get into the state tournament 3 consecutive years.
There's the other teams that have advanced so far. No final in yet on East Ridge, Prior Lake, but on this side of the bracket, Whiteside, Maple Grove, and Burnsville all in. So a win for Armstrong, for Maple Grove, puts them into the state playoffs. And down on the field we go to Allie with 2 winning Crimson players.
All right, thanks, guys. The 3 touchdowns that were scored here tonight, all of these guys had those. We've got Davison and Lee. I want to start with Lee. Lee, you had a touchdown pass from this guy here for 68 yards. Walk us through that play.
Well, it was a play that we've been setting up all game. It's a play where I usually come and hit the middle linebacker, and I slipped it and just ran down as far as I could, and he threw it. Perfect pass, and I just scored it, and it was awesome.
You guys had a very crucial 4th and 6 down here towards the end of the game. You guys went for it. How much confidence did you have in that you were able to convert?
I mean, I didn't really think about it too much. The rain is nothing you can't think about in these games, so we just got to catch the ball, get the first down, and do what we got to do.
You guys advanced to the state tournament. What do you want the state of Minnesota to know about your team?
Watch out. Watch out. Maple Grove's coming through.
Maple Grove is coming. We're going to go over here to Davison. Davison, this game started out really slow.
Yes, ma'am.
What was challenging in this game for you guys?
You know what, I just don't know if we came in as prepared as we should have been. But you know what, we got through it, we kept working, we believed in each other, and we kept going, and we got the W, so that's all that matters.
A crazy finish to this game. It was almost out of your guys' hands there for a moment. What was it that worked so well for you guys that you guys do advance to the state tournament?
I just think we started believing in ourselves and playing for each other, especially the last time playing with the seniors on this field, last home game. It meant something to us, and it really showed in the second half.
You guys are one of the best state teams in this state. What is it that you guys are looking to make as an impact in this state tournament?
Yes, man, we're just looking to assert ourselves and play with the confidence that we know we have, and just play fast, play confident, and do it for our seniors, because we know how last year ended. We don't want it to happen again.
All right, 2 rushing touchdowns for you tonight. Go cheer along with that team. Congrats. These guys moving on to the state tournament. What a wild finish. We'll send it back up to you guys.
Thanks, Allie. Thanks to Eddie Lee with the touchdown pass. Brad Davison, who threw that touchdown pass to Eddie Lee and had 2 rushing touchdowns himself, and the rest of that Crimson on the field with head coach Matt Lombardi, who's got the trophy for winning a section game and advancing on to the state tournament. They get tested tonight, Bill, but the big thing for them, survive and advance, you move on, play another opponent next week.
Yeah, at this point in the season, surviving is what you need to do. You're not going to have everything go your way. It's how well you come back from what doesn't go well. And Maple Grove certainly proved that they could handle it tonight. And they know that every game now, next week is going to be a tougher game than this one. A team that's going to be more ready to play, and they've got to step up. And like Brad Davison said, they got to prepare for it.
So Maple Grove wins. They take their 8th win of the season and move into the state playoffs next week. We'll find out the opponent tomorrow. The site and time tomorrow. They will play Burnsville. That much we know to advance on to the state quarterfinals. That'll do it for our telecast tonight. For Allie Arlton, for Bill Hunstock, I'm John Jacobson. Maple Grove wins it over Armstrong, 21-18 the final.